A different perspective, a new insight into life, a nugget of positivity and a hidden truth, and maybe an amusement for you. Welcome to From My Standpoint, a twice-a-month podcast with your host, Josh C. Jones.
Hey, I appreciate you tuning in again to From My Standpoint. I'm your host, Josh C. Jones. If this is your first time listening, then I thank you for tuning in, and if it's not, well, I really do thank you for coming back. And do not forget that if you prefer to read, I suggest you check out the blog at FromTheirStandpoint.com. That is from THEIR standpoint.com, where I will sometimes add links and some extra information that may not be in the podcast. So today, on this episode, I want to introduce a little series I would like to try and do every so often.
Do you jump around like this in everything you do?
Oh, random voice of questions. No, I don't. I just have so much good information and so many great shows that I just get eager to release them for people to learn from, to be entertained with, to find a positive and to change the perspective and to enjoy. So many that I take what I think might be the best release for that month, and, well, I hope it is, and I hope that people actually are enjoying them. I mean, they all fit into the vision of the show, of course, so the order I don't believe always matters. Anyway, wisdom can be found in many places, sometimes even in the most unlikely of places. But we can only find that wisdom if we are willing to look for it. Wisdom, I think, is positive, and if we want to find the positive, then we need to look for the positive. And in order to look for something, we must be thinking of that something. This is just another reason to change our perspective and to think positive. This way, we can find that hidden positive in most everything in life. Now, the wisdoms in this episode come from famous characters created a long time ago. There have been many, many great stories and characters created over the years that have spoken and given us great insight and wisdom into life. And when I have The Great Wisdom of show, I hope to properly and as clear as I can showcase their great wisdoms. That is from my perspective, So, with this one, I would like to speak of one of my favorite childhood stories and the insights and wisdoms from those characters. So let's begin. The Great Wisdoms of number 1. The Great Wisdom of author and playwright A. Milne and his characters in Winnie the Pooh. Yes, Winnie the Pooh. It was said that Mr. Milne created most of these characters from real life, right around him.
Real life? You mean there were bears and tigers and donkeys all living near them?
Not exactly random voice of questions. The characters were said to be based on his son and the stuffed animals that his son played with. It has also been said that he created these short stories as a way to explain to his son about life and what was happening in life. No matter exactly why and how, he still created something that is beloved to this day, and it is something that has great wisdoms within its characters and their words. Now, I have chosen 4 for this episode, and anytime I do a Great Wisdom of episode, I will try to have 4 in any of those episodes. So, without further ado, I shall begin. Piglet asks Pooh, "Oh, Pooh, how do you spell love?" And Pooh replies, "Oh, you don't spell it, you feel it." You don't spell it, you feel it. Love is not just a word that we can, or should, throw around like a hot potato. The more you toss it around, the more you appear welcoming and caring and nurturing and tender. But appearances can and sometimes are deceiving. And the more you throw something around, the less special it becomes. If you say you love everything, I love this mic stand, I love this mic, I love the computer, I love this board, I love the wall in front of me, If you say you love everything, then what is special when you say, I love you to someone? The word has lost its power. The emotion, the feeling may still be very real, but the perception shifts to action. Words are meaningless. It's actions that count, right? Maybe. But I get into this more in my book, Destiny, Life or Death, Choose Your Destiny. Love, as Pooh had so rightly stated, is an emotion. It is a choice. Feelings and emotions are choices. Love is something that you feel toward another. Love is the most precious gift we have on this earth. Love is complete trust and faith. It is the choice and willingness to give your life and all you have for another. Love is truly wanting the one you love to be happy, even more than your own feelings. Love is the heart of all stories and the lifelong search in all our souls. Love is the only thing on this earth that cannot be forced or coerced or controlled by fear. As Philip Yancey states in his book, Disappointment with God, and I'm going to shorten this down just a little bit, quote, in a concentration camp, the guards possess nearly unlimited power. By applying force, they can make you renounce your God, curse your family, eat human excrement, kill. All this is within their power. Only one thing is not. They cannot force you to love them. End quote. Love is a choice. Love is not just a word to be spelled and said and thrown around like a hot potato. It is to be treasured. It is to be delivered sparingly. It is to be held in such high regard that its meaning and purpose and power is not to be relinquished willy-nilly. Love is a choice. Life is a choice. Love is life. Once again, we have Piglet asking Pooh a question. Piglet asks, "Oh, supposing a tree fell down when we were underneath it?" And Winnie the Pooh replies, "Supposing it didn't." Supposing it didn't. What if? What if the tree does not fall down while we are underneath it? As I say in my book, Entrepreneur, the 5 characteristics of the successful and respected, quote, doubt, the what if of regret. What if most often is negative, and negativity stems from fear. Fear is usually of the unknown. It is the what if of negative thinking and doubt. End quote. In the wisdom of Winnie the Pooh, in the wisdom of Winnie the Pooh, we should not live life in fear and negativity.
So, what if is always negative and based in fear?
No, not always, Random Voice of Questions. As I had just said, it is most often negative and stemming from fear. Suppose we treat all situations in life with the negative what-if attitude. What if I step outside and get hit by a car? What if I go to work and get a death virus? What if I stumble and fail at my dream when I try to achieve it? What if? What if? What if? What if negative things happen to me? Would we step outside? Would we leave our shelters? Would we even chase our dreams or take chances on opportunities if we lived in such negativity and fear every single moment of every single day? Would we live life if we clung to the negative what if? Or would life even be worth living then? Now, this is where the wisdom of Winnie the Pooh comes in. What if is most often negative, but not always. I like Pooh's philosophy here. What if I step outside and it's a beautiful day? What if I go to work and get a major promotion? What if I successfully jump every hurdle and succeed at chasing my dream? What if positive things happen to me? What if there is positivity and hope in every moment of every day? What if great, positive, and amazing things happen to me today because I step out? Pooh looks at the positive. I like that. Pooh is a very smart bear.
Positivity is always preferable and more advantageous than negativity.
Yeah, you are also wise, random voice of reason. Thank you. Now here is one with just Piglet by himself saying a line. Oh, you can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometimes. Now this one is interesting, partly because it is from Piglet, and partly because it speaks on so many levels. You can't stay in your corner of the forest waiting for others to come to you. You have to go to them sometimes. Many times, we tend to sit and wait and hope and pray and dream without ever moving.
A dream is just that, a dream. A dream written down becomes a goal. A goal requires action. Without action, a dream is just a dream.
Yeah, that is well said, random voice of reason, and I've heard that many times before too, but it is still true. Very true, thank you. Now, we expect things to change. We expect finances to grow, and we expect jobs to come to us. We expect projects to be finished, friendships to be made, opportunities to be found, and love to blossom, without ever leaving our home or our corner of the world. Or, as Bruce Wilkinson says in his book, The Dream Giver, quote, most nobodies who tried to leave the comfort zone of familiar became uncomfortable, turned around, and went home. End quote. In Piglet's wisdom here, we hear the power of action. Now, action, just like anything in life, can be positive or negative. It can be good or it can be evil. That power, the power of action, lies in our hands. It is our choice. We must take that first step if we ever wish to accomplish anything. We must take a positive action if we wish to see a change for the positive in our life. We must take action and apply ourselves to have a chance for that job we are hoping for. If we truly desire change for the positive in our life and the world around us, then we must take positive action. Not just any action, but positive action. Action that follows the law. Positive action as well. Positive. As Piglet said, you can't stay in your corner. You have to go out to them sometimes. You can't stay in your corner. You have to go to them sometimes. Dreams are that. They're just that, dreams. It is the writing down of dreams that makes them goals. And it is the actionable steps we take toward those goals that make those dreams become reality. So step out, take positive action, and move. Ooh, this last one, number 4, comes from Eeyore. He says, the nicest thing about the rain is that it always stops, eventually. Eeyore, the most negative, depressing, and sad of all the 100 Acre Woods creatures. Yet, even he sometimes understands the power of positivity. The nicest thing about the rain is that it always stops. Eventually. No matter what we might be going through in our lives, no matter how horrible something might seem at this moment, no matter how much control we allow the negative what if and fear to have in our lives and over us in our lives, everything is temporary. We can always make a change for the positive. Our life, our dreams, our situation, it can always improve. If we change our view, our perception, to the positive what if, to a true feeling of love, to hope, and if we make the choice to take a positive action, life may be pouring down rain upon you at this very moment, but the rain will stop at some point. Whatever it is that is causing the dark clouds and rain in your life will come to an end, as all things do. The sun will begin to shine once more. Just give it time. Things will get better, eventually. So in these wisdoms, we should think positive and step out and take positive action toward a goal. Who knows? What if we stay positive, take that first step, and find love and success? Don't forget to check out the other great shows at www.fromtheirstandpoint.com. And if you even slightly liked what you've heard in these podcasts, then please rate, review, and share. If you have not yet subscribed, then I encourage you to subscribe to From My Standpoint to ensure you receive a reminder when new episodes are released. You can follow me on Facebook at FM Standpoint, on Instagram at From My Standpoint, or visit the website www.fromtheirstandpoint.com. That's from THEIR standpoint.com, and click on my show, From My Standpoint. And now, what you've all been waiting for, it's the wisdom of Dad Joke. As with this message, try to love and always be positive, because even the bad times are only temporary. Take me, for example. I used to have a major addiction. I mean, it was bad. It consumed me every single day. And I was not alone either. There were others. I mean, we would meet and we would all stand in a circle and feed each other's addiction. Thankfully, as was Eeyore's wisdom, it stopped eventually. And what was this addiction, you may be asking? Well, I was addicted to the hokey pokey, but it was only temporary because I turned myself around.
This has been From My Standpoint, a podcast to find a nugget of positivity and a hidden truth, encouraging and enlightening insight, entertaining a new perspective, and providing an amusement for you. We hope you were entertained, encouraged, enlightened, and enjoyed the show.